Hey, welcome to another edition of Local Focus. I'm your host, Sebastian Noel. The school calendar almost to a close. This week on Proview Networks here, we'll have state softball and baseball championships coming up. Make sure you get your NFHS network passes. Those championships will be exclusively online only on the NFHS network, so we'll have that coming up. Also, at the end of the week, we'll have the Gladiators returning to town finally after a 4-game road trip. The Gladiators are back at Tingley, so they'll be at home for a little while, a couple of games in a row, including their ring ceremony. So I know Coach Bramante and the boys will be happy to get their championship rings. But end of the season, and it came to me that, you know what, we've never had baseball guests. So this is kind of a big deal when you're the first ever baseball guests. And there are a couple of studs from Rio Grande High School. They're smooth fielding shortstop Jude Perea and Mario Armendariz. Welcome, boys.
Thank you for having us.
And for future guests, they are the first guests ever to bring a gift. So no pressure, next week's guest, no pressure. But we'll put that in the studio for sure. First of all, you guys just had graduation, so how was that?
Fun. Emotional.
Yeah, very emotional. It was something different. It's kind of like just something proud to be part of. Glad I graduated.
Is that something you ever picture as a freshman? Do you have an idea of what graduation looks like, or is it just pretty surreal when it happens?
It's like everyone telling you, oh, 4 years flies, and then you get to them calling your name, and you're like, oh my God, 4 years flew.
Yeah, it's like you get there and you don't realize how fast it really does go by.
And obviously not the end of the line for you guys, both in baseball and education. You're both continuing on to Eastern. So talk about that. I mean, are you excited about that?
It's going to be different, away from the family, away from my everyday life. Just start a new one, definitely. Something new.
Something small. It's a small little place. Not really much to do out there.
Right.
It's going to be fun, though. Be there with my boy Jude and James, one of the guys from Carlsbad. Shout out Rio.
So how did that all come about? How did that, when did coaches start reaching out to you? When did you make those decisions?
I think this summer I was in a 5-tool tournament down at the new complex, and the Eastern coach had talked to me. He asked me my name, and then he watched me throughout the weekend.
It's not a good idea, man, when they don't know your name.
Yeah, he asked me everything, and then he watched me throughout the weekend, and then I got a call later that next week, and then we took a visit.
How about you, Mario?
It started happening this summer. I was out of town doing a lot of road trips, going to Texas, Arizona, Paso, kind of doing a lot of those things. And started talking to a couple colleges, got a couple looks, someone talked. And Eastern New Mexico actually is like the one called me and seemed like real interested. And they're like, we'd love to see you come down for a visit. They told James as well. Went down for a visit. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. Small place, not much to do, like I said. So it helps me just focus on sports and academics more than anything.
I think that's what athletes have always told me is, hey, there's nothing to do except get better at the sport you're there to play. So that's got to be something that you look forward to. It's just, a lot of baseball, right?
A lot of baseball.
What is it about your game that the coaches said that they liked, that caught their interest?
Hustle, definitely hustle, and not giving up on plays, making things happen, being aggressive.
Yeah, they told me, they said they like my speed, I'm real fast. They like my physique and the potential I have and what I can bring to the table. So.
If you don't follow baseball closely, Rio Grande sent a lot of kids to the next level to play baseball. I mean, Coach Grego does a great job getting kids ready for the next level, right? Talk about that a little bit.
Well, he says he's the top college to put kids in college that Albuquerque's ever seen, and he does a good job of it. We work our butts off during the season, off season. We play a lot of baseball. I think through my sophomore year, junior year, and going into senior year, we played over 150 games.
Wow.
All year between fall, summer, and regular season.
So I mean, that's an MLB season right there. Almost.
Yep. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, what is it about Coach Mario that gets you ready as a baseball player, both on the field and the mental side?
Coach just does a lot of preparations, and you don't even know what he's trying to do yet until like when you get signed or when you're talking to people. He'll take you out. He'll take us out, and like we'll do like tournaments outside of the town or out of state, or even this summer or summers in the complex, the Lobo Field or the new complex they have. He likes to test like your mental strength. He'll tell you things to test and see how you take it. Or you could be like, oh, like poor me, or you could be like, okay, I'm gonna use that as like fuel to like push myself to get better. So as far as the mental side, he's always trying to make you more confident and make you more mentally strong, because he always says that if you can't handle him, there's no way you're going to be able to handle a college coach.
Well, that's probably a good point. So when he says, hey, he's number one in getting guys ready to the next level, do you guys believe that, or do you guys come back with, well, Coach, you've been doing this for 100 years. Of course you have to have the most. What do you guys say? I mean, and does that add some pressure, you know, when Coach is very proud that he sends guys to the next level? That's got to add some pressure too, right?
No pressure. I don't feel no pressure, but he definitely makes it a statement that he wants us to play at the next level, and he has goals for us even if we don't have goals for ourselves. I think that's what makes us click so good as a team, and it shows on the field.
Yeah, the way Coach is, he says that he's like the best coach to send people out for colleges, and it's honestly pretty proven fact. He sends out a lot of kids. He signed 5 of his 8 seniors this year that are going out to play college baseball. So, I mean, I just want to like thank Coach for everything that he's done for all of us. He's really gotten myself personally ready for the college level. I feel like I'm ready.
And obviously, when you guys walk up to your field and you see Kenny's number there outside, I mean, that's got to be pretty cool. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, hey, man, that could be my major league number out there one day. I mean, that's obviously the end goal for every baseball player, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's top goal. It's every baseball player's dream since you started playing since you were in T-ball. It's always a place where you want to be, getting paid to play baseball.
Jude, could you see your number right there next to Kenny John?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Did you pick it out already? You already picked out the number?
I picked out the number.
Or whatever they give you.
Whatever. They put a jersey on my back, I'll play.
All right, we're going to take our first time out. Back with more after this.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every Proview Network broadcast live on the NFHS network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProviewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best. The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Back with Jude Perea and Mario Armendariz, Rio Grande Ravens. We're going to talk about your background a little bit in a minute, but first we're going to do have some fun here. Let's see a little, obviously you guys have to be pretty competitive, right, being on the same team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. It's
All
the
right,
fun
so
part.
I'm going to throw some rapid fire questions at you, and you tell me who's better, if it was Jude or if it was Mario, okay? And we'll start with Jude, and then you can say yourself or you can say Mario, and then we'll see if Mario agrees, okay? All right, best arm.
Me.
Jude, for sure.
Okay, all right. Power bat.
I think we're pretty even.
Me.
Mario, that's you? Okay.
Mario.
All right. Contact.
Jude.
I feel like we're even on that one.
Okay, all right, all right. How about who's taking care of business in the classroom? Best in the classroom?
Me, definitely.
Probably me.
All right, it's good. Hey, I'm glad you guys are competitive in the classroom too. Best base runner?
Yeah, that's him. He
Yeah,
showed out
me.
this year.
Was that before or after that caught stealing at home?
Oh,
You look pretty close to safe, but I don't know.
I was safe.
No
I
replay.
was
All
definitely
right,
safe.
No replay there. Okay. Best with the ladies?
oh, that's me.
Jude for a
Hands
fact.
down.
Yeah?
Yeah,
All right,
it's
okay.
definitely.
Better car? Better car?
That
That's
goes
me
back
too.
to Jude.
Okay, all right. Who's best at getting out of trouble with Coach Griego? Who can always sweet talk their way out of trouble?
I don't think we get in trouble with him no more.
Yeah, not really.
We got close over the summer. So
Over this past, just of our senior year, we got real close.
Okay. All right, well, I'm not going to let you get off the hook that easy, boy. Okay, that's not going to happen on this show. All right, I'll rephrase the question. Who's best at staying out of Coach's doghouse?
Oh,
Probably, I would still say probably Jude.
yeah, I would
Okay.
say me too.
All right, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Who do I want it to play?
Me.
Him.
All right, there we go. So that's pretty even and pretty competitive. All right, let's talk about your backgrounds a little bit. Jude, I know you said you went to school just down the street from our studio here in Albuquerque, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about where your athletic career started.
I didn't start playing baseball till I was pretty late playing baseball. I always used to play basketball till I was about 6 or 7, and then baseball kind of sparked my interest, and I played Little League down at Atrisco Valley Little League, and from there on I went just club ball, and then high school came along, and I started off at Valley. I made the varsity team there, and then transferred to Rio Grande my sophomore year, and continued on varsity all the rest of my years.
Mario, what was your start?
I've been playing baseball since I was 5. So when I came up as a baby, I was always wanted to pick up a bat and swing it at something or somebody. So I've been playing baseball. I started off at Atrisco Little League, moved on to South Valley Little League, and then my dad and one of the other coaches from South Valley picked up a couple kids off South Valley Little League, and we started our own club team. Came pretty good, a couple of times, 2-time state championships, St. Patrick Day state champions. Then we got to high school, a couple of separated. Servando, Erasmo, Tommy, they all go to Trisco Heritage. A couple of them stopped playing baseball, but then a couple of them went back to Rio, and here we are, going to college.
Now, you brought up an interesting point because, so when Atrisco Heritage opened, I don't think people talk about the impact that had on Rio Grande anymore, but But you mentioned it there, right? Where some of your guys that you played with the whole time, they end up going to a Trisco. I mean, talk about what that school has done to athletics at Rio Grande. The numbers are tough at Rio Grande, aren't they?
Oh yes.
Yeah, definitely. It's like them building a Trisco kind of took away from Rio Grande, not even just sports-wise, but like educational-wise, because they built a whole new school, and so their numbers are way higher. So you take that school away, most of those kids are coming to Rio Grande. Our football team would be a heck of a lot better for sure. Baseball team would be better. Like I said, we've been playing with them my whole life, and usually when there's teams that you play with your whole life, boys you play with your whole life, you know everything about them. You just got that full trust. You ain't got to build new bonds, you know?
How special is it then to have a established program like the baseball program at Rio Grande? You know, we talk about all the difficult outside factors, whether that be another school like a Trisco, whether that be socioeconomic things in that part of town. I mean, you guys are an established program. Coach Grego has built something special there. That's got to be something pretty special to be proud of.
Oh yes. From our freshman to senior, he makes sure we grow as people, as athletes, and of course as baseball players. But he makes sure that Rio Grande baseball program is definitely on a positive note when you talk about Rio Grande.
Yeah, coach isn't just about wins and losses. Like, yeah, of course he cares about those. Every coach does. But coach wants to make us baseball players not only to the next level, but he wants to make sure we become young men as we're processing through high school.
Now, Jude, you mentioned going to a very small school. What was the size of your school that you went to in middle school?
I graduated with 15 kids.
So what's the shock like going from that to Rio Grande, or to Valley and then Rio Grande?
It's completely different. I knew those kids. I knew the kids I went to 8th grade with from 4th grade, and then I go to a classroom with 25 kids, whereas I only had 8. It's just different. The way the kids talk, the way the kids act. Going from Catholic school to public school, it's like a new beginning, I guess.
What were some of the toughest adjustments?
The big classrooms was definitely a tough adjustment. Then the one-on-one structured time with your teacher, definitely different. I think, and transferring classes, we didn't do that at Catholic school.
Okay.
So that was different.
Mario, you go back to Rio Grande and the whole baseball thing. Rio Grande, I would argue, is probably one of the few schools where baseball is probably at the top of the athletic pecking order, if you will, right? So that's got to be pretty cool too. Not a lot of schools where when you're walking through the school on game day in your baseball uniform, you're number, most schools, football, basketball rules the way, but I would argue that at Rio Grande, it's probably baseball and or wrestling, right? So that's got to be pretty. I mean, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, the baseball program is one of the highest out of all of the other places, but that's just because of our coaches. Our coaching staff, Coach Jude, Coach Spears, Coach Mendez. He's new to this year, went from Trisco, came to coach at Rio Grande, but they all hold us accountable for anything and everything we do. Like, they're very strict when it comes to not even just practices or games, but outside. Like, we're not allowed to wear our hats backwards or nothing like that. We got to be shaved for game days. We got to look sharp. So they keep us in check and make sure, like, we're all, like, focused on the same goal. So, I mean, I guess that's where, like, some people get mixed up in their athletics, is that not everybody has the same goal. Some people play just to have fun and hope to win. There's a difference whenever it comes to baseball at our school and then football at our school. I've played football. I played football this year with them, and I'm not hating on them, but at practice, it was just fun and games. They weren't determined. They didn't have that drive that they wanted to get somewhere. And for baseball, we're locked in. We're going for a state championship. Came up short this year, but we all knew what we wanted.
I'm glad Mario brought that up. And Jude, I'll let you talk about just, the intensity of baseball there at Rio Grande, because we did do a Rio Grande football game. And I remember before the game started, they're out there practicing their Odells. And I turned to my buddy and I said, well, how many Odells do you think Rio Grande's going to have in this game? Right? And Mario kind of brought it up, like, it's a different intensity. It's a different focus for baseball. Talk about that.
Well, like I said, we play over 150 games with each other as a team. So every year our goal is obviously the same, just like everyone else's, but we try to add more and more each year. So when we're taking ground balls, we're trying to take ground balls with a purpose. When we hit, we want to hit with a purpose. It's not just going through the motions or lobbing the ball. When we throw, we make sure we're two hands. Everything's fundamentally sound that way. Because the fundamental plays are what win you championships. The diving plays, the spectacular plays come once in a while. Those are the game changers, but they're not going to win you a championship. So the fundamentals, the doing things with a purpose, is what makes us.
So
special.
if you're, let's say you're olaying ground balls, or you're just being a knucklehead, coach gonna let you know, or Big Mario gonna let you know? Do the players police themselves, or how does that work at Rio Grande?
So we had 7 seniors this year, 7 seniors that have been together since, well, their freshman year. I came in the end of freshman year, and we did a pretty good job of holding everyone accountable. We all had the same goal, was to win a state title. Like you said, didn't come happen, stuff happens, but we kept accountable. We were like little coaches. It was, well, with the senior heavy team, it's kind of like you don't really need a coach there.
Right.
We should already know how the programs run, how everything is run, where to get people ready, and it came out good.
Mario, who's the enforcer on that? I could see you with your low bill. I mean, you're intimidating me right now a little bit. I could see you as the team enforcer, but who's the team enforcer?
No, man, like, of course the coaches are going to be like enforcing everybody. That's a coach's job. Is what he's supposed to do. But it's what the other players do when the coaches aren't watching.
Right.
Whenever we're on the field taking ground balls or doing BP, and then they're in the cages messing around, lobbing balls, throwing bats around, messing around. That's whenever, like, the seniors, all of us, come into play and make sure, like, hey, let's go, focus up. We got stuff to do, things to do.
All right, we're going to take our final time out, come back with these guys, talk a little bit about the season, and wrap up when we come back.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club, or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
The Albuquerque Dragway is a proud sponsor of Proview Networks. Visit abqdragway.com for directions and a full event schedule.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all, or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Back with Jude Perea and Mario Armendariz of Rio Grande High School. Season, obviously, it didn't end how you guys wanted it to end. But let's talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about the season. We'll talk about the end. First of all, I think you guys I was real happy with the article that came out in the Journal about your coach, Coach Griego. I think that gave some attention to the team. It deserved attention. You guys deserved attention going to the tournament. And then, yes, I picked you guys to win on the show. So that also, you know, I think you guys were due that respect and due that credit. I had my mind made up that I was going to pick you guys before the show started. When I saw Farmington on the other side, I said, man, that's not an easy opponent in the first round. Talk about that at first.
Oh, they are definitely not a 14 seed. Hands down, they showed out. I did not see that coming. I think the first game we were pretty starstruck, honestly. They had some really good pitching. We didn't expect that. From a 14 seed, Farmington coming up from 4A, we were like, who are these guys? And they shut us up right away. And the season didn't go as planned, but
you guys had some huge wins throughout the year. Mario, talk about that.
No, it was just kind of like you see those bigger name teams, La Cueva, all those big name teams, and you just want to like, okay, like it's Rio Grande. Like nobody wants to lose to Rio Grande. Nobody. So whenever Rio Grande does beat some of these big name schools, like we put it on La Cueva 12-2, that's kind of like...
Put it on, La Cueva. 12-2. Say it with pride, man. Put it on, the Bears. 12-2.
12-2, that's how it was. And I mean, yeah, they didn't have their best pitcher there with them, but that doesn't change the fact that we beat them. So whenever we beat top names like that, it's just like, it gives us confidence, more confidence. Like, okay, look, we can bang with these good teams, these bigger schools. So if we can do that, then we can move forward.
You guys had a matchup late in the season that got pushed back a couple of times, but you took down Rio Rancho as well. Talk about that.
Rio Rancho with the 1 seed, that was they were set up for our, I think even before Metro, and then they got pushed back 3 times. And then finally it was like, okay, we're ready to play. And it was just, we had the driver's seat the whole time. Not one time in that game we thought we were going to lose.
And then obviously the Farmington, you know, we talk about Zastro, the lefty. I mean, first of all, you know, Farmington, anyone that knows baseball in New Mexico knows, you know, that's rich tradition there. Farmington's got state titles. But, you know, when they're throwing a kid that, you know, Lobo's pitching coaches, they're scouting. I mean, what was his stuff looking like from the batter's box?
From the batter's box, it looked a little, it got up on you faster than what you see outside of it. And then his stuff like moved. It tailed away from you, dove down, came into you. He threw different pitches that at times you weren't even expecting. He threw me 3-1 curveball. Or not 3-1. Yeah, 3-1 curveball. And I was like, whoa, I thought he was going to come back with his fastball. Because I had just teed off on his fastball last time. Curveball came, whoa.
Yeah, I got a 2-0-2 fastball away. That's pretty crazy. He makes us work with him. He controls the pace of the game, and I don't think we realized it at the time, but he slowed down the game a lot, and that's not our game. Our game is get in the box, get a hit, bunt him over, next guy come up, drive him in. But he slowed it down pretty good.
Now you guys are going to be spectators with us the rest of the way, so I mean, who do you guys think is going to take this thing this year? Or are you like, you know what, I don't really care, it's summer vacation time. I mean, are you guys in that mode, or are you going to be watching a little bit?
Oh, I'll definitely be keeping track. I want to see the boys down at Volcano take one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got Volcano as well. My younger cousin, Isaiah Ural, plays with them. I got a couple other friends that plays with them, and I want to see them get one.
Yeah. All right, boys, we got less than a minute left here. Toughest pitcher you've ever faced, and why? Jude?
Drew Gillespie at Sandia my freshman year.
All right, Lobo Drew Gillespie. Okay, how about you, Mario?
I'd probably say Trevor Rogers. He threw hard to catch up to him.
Right, yeah, there's no shame in taking a K from either of those guys, right?
Yeah, not at all.
All right, we know baseball players always screw around. Who's got a better knuckleball, you or Mario?
I don't throw that.
Oh, no? No junk? Just
Nope.
All heaters for Jude?
Oh, no, I got a lot of junk, but no knuckleball.
All right, man, you guys were our very first baseball guests, and I was a big fan of both of your guys' games, your careers there at Rio Grande. It's always nice doing games at Rio Grande. I love the community feel of it's an event at Rio Grande, right? It's not just a baseball game. They're so welcoming. You guys are part of something real special there, and thanks a lot for coming in, okay?
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.